Continuing in the week of Malchut, we're going to be focusing on the Tiferet of Malchut. And the whole week we're talking about Malchut, kingship, leadership, and so forth. The most important thing in any type of kingship or rulership or system is the hierarchy. If there's no hierarchy, nothing's going to work. Take any system now, especially a government, an army, a big company, has to have an hierarchy. If you're looking at an army, then there's the chief of staff, then there's the generals, and then underneath them the lower level generals. I don't know the names of all the ranks, and then it starts going down like a shape of a pyramid. And you'll have it in any type of organization. This is the main foundation of a successful organization. Here we're talking now about a malchut. Malchut, I don't want to call it a government, but a government also. There's a president, and then underneath there's the right levels. This is the most important foundation in any type of system, hierarchy. And the beauty of the malchut, of the system, is that this pyramid has a very healthy flow, that it's organized, and there's a good communication between all the levels, between the highest level to the lowest level. We'll take an example of the army. In the army there's a chief of staff, and underneath him the generals, and underneath them the colonels, and it goes down and down, and then at the end, there's a little soldier that is in the field. Now the soldier doesn't call the chief of staff, the chief of staff doesn't give him orders, but nevertheless, if you're thinking about it, there's a connection from the lowest of all, from the little soldier that's running in the field to the chief of staff. There's a lot of chain in between, but there's a connection between the bottom to the top. The beauty of this is called Malchut. I mean, I'm calling it now a system, a government. This is called Malchut. Malchut comes from the word limloch, to have a kingdom. But nevertheless, what's the beauty in it? What's the Tiferet of Malchut? That there's harmony in this hierarchy. That all the levels, each level knows where they are, who they are. They know there's something above, they know there's something below, but the change of information is done in a nice flow, a nice harmony. This is in theory, because in our world, you're barely going to find that. Not in the army, not in governments, not in anywhere. But that's the yofi, this is the beauty, the Tiferet of Malchut. That all the levels, in a very beautiful harmony, they're communicating. That's how it has to be. And not only that there's harmony, there's good connection. Everybody knows their place. This is Tiferet Sheba Malchut. This is something we want to get to, because in our generation, in other generations too, you're not going to find that. Not in an army, not in a government. Everybody wants to destroy each other. Nobody's working in a nice way. I'm sure you remember, even though the Torah is not necessarily going equivalent to the dates, but next week we're celebrating Shavuot, the giving of the Torah, but we read that a few months ago in Parashat Yitro. In Parashat Yitro, if you remember, we got the Torah, and there's a story there that Yitro, the father-in-law of Moshe Rabbeinu, comes to the desert, and he sees Moshe Rabbeinu sitting there all day long, and people are bombarding him with questions, and he doesn't even have time to go and eat. And at some point Yitro tells him, you're going to get washed out. How about you appoint levels? And there'll be the people who answer all the people, and what they don't know to answer, they'll escalate it to a higher level, and they don't know how to answer, they'll escalate it to the next level, and you'll be the top. Not everybody needs to come and ask you questions. Why don't you do Sarei Me'ot, Sarei Chamishim, Sarei Alafim? You're going to make like an hierarchy. And then the first line of questions, they come to the first people. They don't know, they'll move it on, they'll escalate it. Same thing here. The right way of running the show is that there's a hierarchy. The hierarchy has to work in a perfect flow, beautiful harmony, and this is Tiferet Sheba Malchut. Now, this I'm constantly saying it's his theory, because take now any government in the world, any army in the world, any organization in the world doesn't work like that. Because what do we have in our generation? There's jealousy. How come he's higher than me? How come he's running the shots? I want to run the shots. How come he's telling me what to do? And of course, from jealousy will be hate. You telling me what to do? I know it better than you. Yeah, but I'm above you. No, I don't want to listen to you. I don't want to get from you. So I have jealousy and then I have hate. And then of course, from that, then we start judging each other. Yeah, he did the wrong move. He should have done it like this and like that. And starts becoming, a whole mishmash. Why? Because I'm not happy that he's above me. Why is he above me? I was in the Israeli army. You know how sometimes they pull one soldier out of the platoon and he becomes the commander. Why? Because he's the dominating one. He has the qualities. And there's always going to be 2 or 3 that they want the job. How come he's getting it and not me? Or you work in a certain firm and there's a promotion and one gets the promotion and he becomes now the manager for the crew. Now, why he got it and not me? So that's what I'm saying in theory. In real life, people can't contain their jealousy. Why is he above me? People cannot contain their feelings of being judgmental and hate and resentment because he's above. Now, this is one problem because he's above me. How about the one beneath me? Then people start bossing people around. So what if you're beneath me? It means you're less than me. You have your job, I have my job. Most people, there's a concept called Eved Keimloch, that you give a slave to become a king. Suddenly, yesterday you were a slave. Suddenly you have the throne, then you're bossing everybody around. So it works both sides. People cannot take authority from the level above. People don't like that. How come you telling me what to do? And from the level below is I'm better than you. I will tell you what to do. I will show you. I will explain to you. So the hierarchy doesn't work well. Now, we want to get to a point that there's a flow, a very good flow between the level above and the level below. That's how it should be. And this flow means that the one from above is influencing the one from below, but also the one from below is influencing the one from above. Usually a person that will have people beneath him, whether it's an army, organization, a business, whatever it is, somebody is beneath me, why would I listen to you? You're beneath me. A smart person says, I don't care where you're positioned. You have something to give me? I can learn from everybody. David HaMelech says, Mikol melamdai eskalti, I've learned from everybody, says King David. I look at parents, how they treat their kids. Parents think that they need to educate the kids. A smart parent is educated by the kids. I'm looking at my kids and I don't have some superior issue with them that I'm above them. I look at my kids and I'm like, where can I learn from these little people that are running in my house? They teach me. So that's a smart way to look at it. I don't need to, a lot of people say I need to give respect to a 3-year-old. It's a 3-year-old. I need to teach them. You're right. You need to educate them to Torah and mitzvot. That's what you need to do. And you need to give them manners and derech eretz and so forth. But if you're smart, you're looking at your kid and you learn from them. A smart person learns from everybody. He doesn't have an ego. Oh, I'm better than you. I only learn from the top. You see it a lot also in sports, that a person reached to a high level in sports, and somebody else will come and tell them, but if you do like this and like that, you might be, no, you're telling me I'm doing it for 20 years. I would learn from the master. Yeah, but sometimes the answer comes from the one beneath you. So a very healthy flow is that I'm able to influence the right energy to the ones below me, but I'm also able to receive from below. So it has to be a good flow of a giving and receiving from all directions. So the entire pyramid or the hierarchy of the system is very, very engaging, and nobody's against each other. That's why right now we have a lot of problems, because everybody's against each other. The one from above doesn't want to listen to the one from below. The one from below is jealous from the one from above, and etc. The right way of operating is a person that his intellect controls his emotion. That we spoke about it many, many times. It's called moach shalit al halev, that my mind is controlling my heart. I explained already that if you want to compare it to the structure of the sfirot, we have 10 sfirot. The first ones are called mochin. Mochin means intellect, chokhmah, bina, and da'at. Then the next set is called midot. Chesed, Gvura, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, and Malchut. These are the attributes, the midot, the characteristics. The mochin is in the head, the intellect is in the head, and the midot, the attributes, are in the heart. But between the head and the heart is a little stick here, a little straw. Now try to get what's in here down to here. Look at the diameter. I mean, this is bigger than this. How do you squeeze what's in here through this little stick to go down to the midot? You can't. It's almost impossible. It's trying to put something very wide through a very narrow opening. That's the difficulty of to bring that my mind should control my midot. I gave you so many times different example practically, just so that you understand what I'm talking about. Many times my intellect understands something perfectly, but I can't bring it to apply it. One example out of many. Take now a person that smokes cigarettes. Go to this person who smokes cigarettes and tell him, do you know that cigarettes is bad to your health? Yeah. Do you know that people get lung cancer from cigarettes? Yeah. So why do you smoke? I'm addicted. No. But you just said that you know that it's dangerous and it's going to kill you. Why do you smoke? So in the mochin, in the intellect, you understand that something's bad for you, but you still do it. Why? This is one example out of many. So now you can tell other people many other things. I'm just giving one example out of many. Sometimes you tell a person, do you know that this food is full of food coloring? This is chemicals. It's cancer. It can give cancer. Yeah, I know. So why do you eat it? It's tasty. So what if it's tasty? But you know that it's bad. But it's tasty. This is when the mochin, the intellect, understands something, cannot be contracted through this little pipe to the midot to start affecting. So the right way is that the moach, shalit al alev, that the mind controls the heart. I know it's bad for me. I know I want it, but I'm not going to touch it. This is a right way of conducting yourself, that the sechel, the intellect, my understanding is controlling my emotions. How many times I'm upset because somebody said something to me. If I don't know how to control my emotions, whoa, there'll be now a reaction. If I know how to control myself, though, I take a deep breath. I don't react right now. My sechel, my mind is telling me, if you're going to open your mouth right now, you'll get in trouble. Because then you're going to get upset and then you're going to start using your hands. Then you're going to get arrested. So a smart person says, no, if I start using my hands, that's a night in jail. No. That's a perfect example. My mind is telling me, I know your heart right now wants to get very upset. But control yourself right now. So the right way, the Kabbalistic term, it's called Adam Nachon. The person that is acting the right way is that the mind, the sechel, is controlling the emotions. Not to let my emotions disturb me. Most people, they act by their emotions, so they're all day long, their emotions are disturbing them. You're angry, you're upset, you're jealous, you're sad, you're emotional. So it's affecting you. How many times you are emotional because somebody said something to you, and for half a day you can't concentrate, you can't work, you all... That's you're letting your emotions now control you. Because somebody said something, and it doesn't matter, the person hurt you, but you can't focus. So I need to know how to not let my emotions disturb me, how to control my emotions. When a person knows how to listen to the one below and to receive from the one above, this is the Tiferet of Malchut, that I control my emotions, I'm operating by my sechel. So going back to what I was saying with the hierarchy, there's always a problem with hierarchy because I am jealous from the one above and I'm negating the one below. The right way is that I'm receiving from the one above and I'm also receiving from the one below. It doesn't bother me that one is above me. It doesn't bother me that I'm above somebody else. This is metukan, this is a tikkun. This is a personality that is refined. That I have no problem that somebody's above me. Most people, they cannot handle that somebody's above them. So right away, jealousy. How come he's above me? Jealousy, some of you have the custom during the summer to learn Pirkei Avot. It says in Pirkei Avot, in the Mishnah, that one of the things that will take a person out of this world is jealousy. Kin'ah, motzi et adam ha'olam. Jealousy will totally cause a person to get thrown out of this world, so to say. The Talmud says, Rekev atzamot kin'ah. The jealousy causes the people's bones to rot. It's eating them from inside, the jealousy. How come? He's better, he's smarter, he has more money, he's more successful. Ugh! People go crazy because of that. So this is a very strong defect, so to say, in the personality. Now we're focusing on Tikkun HaMidot, on Sfirat HaOmer. A nefesh metukenet, a personality, what's called ishiyut metukenet, is that I don't mind that somebody's above me. I will receive what that person has to say. If he's above me, there's a reason for that. Because Hashem decided for him to be above me. The Ramban, not Maimonides, Ramban, he says in his letter, Yigeret HaRamban, that if a person is richer than you, you have to respect him because Hashem gave him money. If a person is greater than you, then you have to respect him because Hashem made him greater than you. Doesn't mean that you're lowering yourself. Yeah, but respect, he's better than you. So that's what Hashem wants. So, ishiyut metukenet, a personality that is refined, you know what it does? It's radiating beauty. Sometimes you're looking at a person, can be a very attractive person, but you think that person is ugly. Why? The behavior is not nice. And sometimes you see a person that maybe physically is not attractive, but they're radiating beauty. Why? Because the nefesh is refined. The person was able to refine themselves. This is the Malchut Sheba Tiferet. Sorry? The Tiferet Sheba Malchut. The beauty that I'm able to be a part in the system. What do you think Mashiach is going to come very soon? What do you think is going to happen? Don't you think it's going to be a system? There's going to be Mashiach on the top and there's going to be hierarchy. And the beauty in the time of Mashiach that everybody will know their place. It didn't even happen at the time of the desert. You know, in a few weeks we're going to read my favorite parasha, Korach. Korach had an issue with Moshe Rabbeinu. Who do you think you are to have an issue with Moshe Rabbeinu? And you still have the chutzpah to go and talk against the king and to challenge him and to slander him. And so this is where we see that the hierarchy is damaged. You don't want to be part of this damaged hierarchy. You want to be from the more refined side, which means that we all are somewhere in this pyramid. I need to know my place. Somebody's above me, that's where Hashem wants him to be. I have to have respect to that person. And you know what? If he's above me, he's something to teach me. And to receive the Shefa. You know, most people are ignorant because they're so jealous about the one above them. If they would remove the jealousy away, how much would you benefit from this person? Your ignorance of jealousy is blocking you from receiving from that person. That's how pathetic is jealousy. Why don't you remove the jealousy away? You will receive from that person so much. Humble yourself a little bit. And then from the one below you, so what if he's below you? It doesn't mean that he's a waste, human waste. You can learn from that person too. This is a perfect flow. This is called in Hebrew zrima mushlemet, a very good flow. I receive from above, I receive from below, I give to the above, I give to the below, up and down, from the top of the chain to the bottom of the chain. Everybody's connected in a perfect way, in a perfect energy flow. You know, for example, in Chinese medicine, I'm sure you went once in your life at least to acupuncture. You have a pain in your shoulder, they poke your knee. Whoa, 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 what are you poking my knee? I'm telling you my shoulder hurts. Yeah, but the point where there's pressure that is stopping the flow is in the knee. So it's affecting your shoulder. Why? Because everything is connected the same way. You have a pain here, I will press down on your pinky toe. Why? Because there's a perfect flow. In our body, if my body doesn't have a perfect flow, I'll get all sorts of aches and pains in a place that has nothing to do with it. I have now a pain in my hand. It's physically, I'm telling you, I have a pain in my hand, and I know it has nothing to do with the hand. I know it's coming from somewhere else in the body. You just have to figure out right now what's going on in that place. Maybe some pressure there. Same thing in the hierarchy of mankind. There's Mashiach, there's the top, there's the king, and there's a whole pyramid. And if you're placed on the bottom, so what? You know, the bottom cannot sustain without a base. People will say, yeah, the head is most important, but the head cannot move without a feet, without the legs. So what if I'm in the bottom? Who cares? And if I'm in the bottom, you do your part the best you can. So to be envious, to be judgmental, to have resentment and hate to the one above and to the one below, then that's a very strong defect in my personality. To be able to accept from the above and to influence the below, and in a very healthy way, That's called ishiyut metukenet, a personality that is refined and corrected, a good rectification. And this is Tiferet Malchut. The beauty, when I'm able to reach to this level, then I'm radiating this beauty. Now, practically saying, I want to now practically tell me how to do it. So I told you, first of all, if you listen to the whole class, just don't be judgmental to anybody. Don't be jealous. If somebody's above you, let them be above you. And you know what? Move the jealousy away. You'll see that person will be able to give you a lot. And from the one beneath you, so what if you're above that person? Elevate that person. Give them what you have. Has to be a very healthy flow. But when we want to see how the system works the right way, for us in Israel, we read Parashat Bamidbar last week. For the diaspora, they're reading Parashat Bamidbar this week. Read Parashat Bamidbar again. If you remember last week's Parashat class, I talked about the structure, the order of how they were around the tent. Remember I told you Moshe Rabbeinu was in the east part of the tent of Ohel Moed, the Mishkan, and then the families of Levi, Merari, Kihat, and Gershon were all around, and three tribes on each side. Read it. Read again Parashat Bamidbar. You know why? Because you see the harmony in the order of the camp. This is not 500 people we're talking about. We're talking about 3-4 million people parked in a perfect position. And everybody knows their space. I know now a lot of people will jump and say, yeah, but Korach went against Moshe. Forget about Korach right now. Just look at the perfect alignment, how they were parked. With no drones, with no satellites, with no walkie-talkies, move to the right, move to the left. Just imagine, 3,400 years ago, how do they position themselves so perfectly within hours? This is not here, you want to build something in this world, takes you 3 years. Just imagine, 4 million people walking in the desert. Okay, guys, we're stopping here. Within a couple hours, the whole thing is erupt. The whole thing is up. Within hours. Perfect harmony. Everybody knows where they are. There wasn't questions. Where do I put my tent? Well, exactly where it was last time. Everybody knew exactly their place. I'm not saying that in the desert it wasn't perfect because some people were still jealous, like Korach, and many others. They weren't happy with their place. But yet, everybody knew their place. There wasn't chaos. Moshe, where are we going to put my tent tonight? I think Moshe Rabbeinu was sitting there with plans. Everybody knew perfectly. If this is the Mishkan, within hours, the Levim would build a Mishkan. Chick-chack. This is not, some people think a Mishkan is a little tent, like an inflatable tent. The Mishkan is a massive structure with huge boards and beams, and it was huge. And just imagine, like this, in all the camps. Now they have these videos that they see a project and fast forward how it's built. Within 2 minutes you see how they build the building and you see everything moving fast. Can you imagine seeing that and how they built the whole structure when they parked in the desert? So go to Parashat Bamidbar. For us in Israel, we already read it. You can read it again. For the diaspora, they're reading it this week anyways. Read Parashat Bamidbar and see how the Torah is precisely telling you where everybody is perfectly. And you see the beauty that everyone has. This is the problem we have in our generation, that instead of me seeing the beauty in everybody, you are the lawyer, you are the doctor, you are the butcher, you are the this, you are the teacher, everybody's harmony. But instead, when somebody's better than me, when somebody's less than me, that's the attitude that most people have. But read the structure in the Midbar, try to find the beauty in everything. Everybody has beauty. The ones that are above me have a lot of beauty and have a lot what to give. And even the ones that are beneath me. Everybody in the picture is perfect. There's no such a thing that one person in the picture is not perfect. When I'm able to see that, I'm able to refine my nefesh, my personality, to be aligned the right way. I know my place. I know where I belong. I know where I know what you, I know everybody. And there's no emotions here. My mind is controlling. So what if he's better than me? I'm controlling my jealousy. Controlling control it. Okay, so the person is better than you. Big deal. Or you're better than another person. Big deal. Well, now you're going to become a big shot because you're better than another person because Hashem gave you some success. So what? Most people, the success goes up to their head like as if they did that. Finding your place and finding the beauty in everybody and the harmony working through everybody, that causes unbelievable beauty in the Malchut, and this is the Tiferet of the Malchut. We want to not only wait for Mashiach to come so he will be able to apply that, we want to apply that before Mashiach comes. Because if we're able to somewhat mimic this, how it's going to look, or to at least apply it in my own life, then I'm already hastening how it's going to be when Mashiach comes. If I'm not applying that, then needless to say, I'm pushing the redemption. The redemption will come with a lot more pressure. I have an ability of reducing the pressure. And needless to say, that at least I want to do it in my own little domain. Don't expect others to do it. The world right now has not reached to a level of tikkun. But at least if in my life I can do that I'm receiving from above and affecting the below all equally in a way of harmony and love and chesed, then I'm able to refine in me this beautiful midah of Tiferet Sheba Malchut.